Hi, Jason. I hope this video finds you doing well. I wanted to make a short video just to help you get rolling until we can get a time to get together. But right now, I thought I'd spend a few minutes to show you real quickly some things you can start to play with. You can see here I'm at your website, jasonalgra.com, and then this is your login page. I can send you, we can set up a link, but I sent you the link already if you save it, or I can put a button on your website. But this is how you get to the page. So when you hit here, hit enter, this is where you get to. And then when you end up logging in, I'll log in as myself. You should have your own login that should get you in. This is your back end of your website. This is your dashboard going down the left side. These are some shortcuts. I did some additional software that I added that will take you to shortcuts that you're most likely to use. You can get to the same spot via these different flyouts, but this will get you there a little bit quicker. So you can see pages is here, and then pages is here, and you go to all pages. But this will actually list them. Builder, you only have a couple pages created right now, even though on the home page it shows that there's more. They haven't been created yet. So they're in the menu, but they just haven't been created and linked. So that'll make more sense at a later date, maybe later on even this video. But let me show you real fast. I'll mention to you again, almost anything I do, there's more than one way to do something. You may learn a different way to do it, maybe a better way to do it. I'm always learning new things I did not know. So anything I say can be taken with a grain of salt and realize there's a margin of not necessarily error, but flexibility. So what you would mainly be working on is when you log in, probably the only two areas you'd end up working on would be your pages or if you were creating posts for a blog. The rest of this stuff right now at this time does not impact you. It may not impact you for weeks or months. So it's mainly the pages and posts. The media is where all your photos are. So when I said that, it's really these three areas that you may end up uploading some photos and adding some information to the photos, that type of stuff. These other buttons or tabs you probably won't be messing with. And so as I mentioned here, here's your pages. When you hover over this, this will list all the pages that are in your website. It's the same list as that's here using Builder. I mentioned in a previous email that we use Builder to create all the pages, and pages create a website. So we use a page builder called Beaver Builder. There's other page builders. I sent you Elementor was an example. WordPress itself uses blocks as its own built-in page builder. But for you and for this purpose now, we're going to teach you Beaver Builder, and you can start to use it and start to be productive. So, but once you learn the skills of Beaver Builder, you'll see them transfer over to other page builders. So, with that being said, here we have your builder, and you end up logging over one of these pages. So let's go to the home page, and it's going to open up the page using the Beaver Builder page builder. So here is the site, here's the page that's on your site. And you can see as I hover my mouse over different areas, they become active or live, and I can then edit them. But when you go up high, this is considered the header area. And then down here at the very bottom, this is the footer area. And you'll notice when I hover over them, they do not become active or active where I can edit them. And the reason being is that the header area and the footer area on every page is edited in a slightly different place. It works the same way, but you have to go to a different area. And I'll show you that at a later date. There's no reason to add too much information during this video, but it's the same process. You just have to get there a different button. I'm on your page right now, your home page. And again, I'm hovering over the header area, can't do anything. I scroll down or hover down a little bit, and these different areas become active for editing. Now, what I want to show you is that there's a wrench here because this is a row, and so I can edit the row, which is here. If I hover over the wrench here, this is considered a heading. If I hover over this wrench, this is a text box. If I hover over this wrench, it's a button. And so, and I hover over this area, it's another row. And Beaver Builder works, you create rows, and then you add the number of columns. Here's 3 columns. And then you can edit what's in each one of the columns and how many items and all that type of stuff. So as I hover over this wrench, this particular module or widget or block or element, again, each page builder will call this slightly different, but for our purposes, a module or a widget. And so when you hover over this wrench, it's a call out setting, and you'll learn more about these different modules or widgets or blocks or elements, but what they're called and what they actually do. This actually has an image, a title, and some text with it already. Whereas this is a text editor, I can see right here, text editor widget or block or element, or module. And so if I hover over this, this edits this text box. And then again, you can edit the row by hovering over this wrench. Now, what I want to mention to you at this stage is that when you click on the wrench, different things will pop up, because now this is a row. Obviously, you would edit a row, not obviously, but you'll learn. It has different options. I'm going to cancel this. It has different options than a heading. Here, you're going to edit the heading. It's text, that's what it is. Where I'm going to hit just save. When I edit the row, I can edit the background, the width of it, and some other things, and the alignment. So I'm going to cancel, go ahead and get out of that. So what I just want to encourage you to do is to go ahead and you can play around a little bit. And what I'll mention to you, and I'll show you this, and then I'm going to end the video so you can to give your brain a rest here. But when you create a page, what I would end up doing, and you'll end up doing, is when you click the plus sign, and these are all mentioned to you before about the modules or widgets or blocks or elements. These are some of the different things that you can drag and drop and add them to a column. And here, this is asking you what type of menu. So I'm going to cancel. If I hit here and go here, I can pick a different widget or module. Well, you've got dozens and dozens of options for different modules and widgets. And each of these, I don't even know what all of these do, because I haven't had a need to learn, and they're there. If a client wants something fancy, I'm sure I've got the option, but I haven't gone through each of these. But as an example, if I wanted to add a table of contents, which I don't, I would just drag it over, and then this widget or module or block or element opens up, and then I can make changes to it. Now, it's just going to take you time to learn, because each of these different widgets or modules have different options based on what it is for you to be able to style it. Most of the time, you'll be going with the default, but you might want to add a color or change something else. And as you watch those different videos that I've created, and as you play around with your own website, you'll have some ideas. You want to change something, the size of the font or the color of the font, or have a background color behind this. Almost anything can be edited and customized. So again, for your own playing around purposes, what you would want to do is, like as an example, click the plus sign. I showed you all the modules, and you have more options under here. These are different software programs that have more modules or widgets that you can just drag and drop it into one of the columns or rows. And I'm just going to delete, and this will play out a little bit later. What I want to show you here as an example is that you can go to rows, and let's say you want to click a 4 columns. You drag and drop it over here, and now I've got 4 columns. And you'll learn that this is naturally, if I click on the rows, for the editing, it's a full width, but the content is fixed width. So you can see here, this particular row, the contents end. They don't go all the way to the end. Whereas if I look at this row, I can see that it's fixed, but the photo goes, actually if I scroll down here, the photo actually goes the full width. And so it fills the whole background. And that's why we have this background photo. But getting back here, I created, I know I'm jumping around, so you'll probably have to watch this 2-3 times and to follow along with what I'm saying. Hopefully you're getting most of it. But you've got the 4 different columns, 4 different columns in one row. And then when you go to plus, you go to the module, and then you can drop different modules or widgets into the different cells, different columns that you've created. So as an example here, I'll add a button right here. And then I can edit the button. So right now it says click here, and you can modify and change all types of things, colors, padding, etc. So for this sake of the purpose, I'll go with a dark black here, and then I'll hit save. And you can see I've created a button right there. If I click here and I want to create something different, I can drop in some of these things here. Let me do this. This look ugly, and we'll just get rid of it. But if I were to drop in a call out, I mentioned to you before, quickly, you would not have retained this, but a call out actually has a heading already built into it. It has an image. And again, I'm clicking quickly, but you'll play with these at a later date. And then I would just add the image to the call out. And then just play out, still adding. Okay, here it's quite large. I don't want something that large. So compression, that's all fine. I'll just go with this for right now. Shrink this down there. And then it shows that above the heading, the photo right now is above the position. You can see it says above the heading. I actually prefer to have it below the heading. So you'll see that this will all of a sudden flip up here so that the title is above the heading. And then what you could end up doing, you can modify this, make it a circle and edit the cropping, etc. But the general part, going back here again, this is your call out tab. And these will be different for each one. So Jason example, call out. And I use call outs a lot often because they do have the three components, and you can drag drop them. Like as an example, I'll show you in here in a second. So text below image. So you can see it shows right here. Well, I'm going to hit save. And then what you can quickly do, Jason, is that you can see here these different things that activate or become active above this. Instead of the reg, I click here and I duplicate it. Well, now I've got two of these call outs, and I can just drag and drop it over here. And then I can edit this, I can create 4 call outs and change it for different clients, their interests or their products or services or whatever else I want to add there for different things. So there's lots of different ways to do what I just did, but that's one of them. I was going to delete this because I really don't want the duplicate. I would click here plus, and then I could find other modules here that I may end up wanting to use to drag and drop them in. And this will look slightly different. Now this is asking me to add business hours business hours. And so they dropped that in. Well, that's a mistake. I don't want that. And you could just play around and say, oh my gosh, what can I do here? You could drop in, some of these I don't want to do because the size wise will be messed up, but you might want to drop in a short video, and this will allow you to tie it into a YouTube video, however, you want to do. And we can talk about videos later because you do want them stored on YouTube, not on the website. And I'll explain that more later. But for the most part, if you end up going here and then go to your standard modules, often you'll drop in a text editor box, and then you'll edit from here. You can see it just keeps, filling in here, and then hit save. And then I've got this other 4th column, but I really don't want 4 columns, I only want 3. So I'll just delete that. Now I've got 3 columns. And this is a row with 3 columns. And then if I want to duplicate the row, which I just did, and then I can go ahead, and it still has the 3 columns. I can go ahead and delete this button. It says, you want to delete this module? Yes. And then I can add different modules or widgets into this particular row or column. Or if I want to add a new row, as an example, I can drop it in right here, and this has 1 column. And then I can edit the same thing. I could drop it in here and then drop in a photo that's a 1 column photo. And that's fine for this purpose. And save. And you can see here and this is fixed width. We'll have to play it. I'd have to show you here, changing it so that it's a full width setting. And then it'll make the photo larger. It still has margin and padding around it. I'm not going to bother explain how to do that. It's just a quick click, but it requires just another couple clicks to get rid of the space around the sides. But for this purpose here, I just want to show you that. Now, what I also want to show you, and this is where you'll probably be excited about this, is that there are dozens and dozens of pre-made templates that you can just drop in. So let me just hit done and go to a blank page. So done, and I'm going to hit discard, get rid of all these right now. And we should be back. It's loading. Okay, so we're back to this page. So you want to create a new page. You go plus, or you just hover over this page. Now we're going to create a new page. And so I don't want the title to show, but I do want to give it a title. So Jason example 117, 117. And then later we'll show you some things about what's down here. It's not worth getting into it this time, and some other things you can do here. All I did was create a blank page. We edit, we create all of the pages using Beaver Builder, as I mentioned to you earlier in this video and at other times. So I open up the Beaver Builder and I've got a blank page. You can see here, this is the header area. Can't edit that. I told you that already. Down here, footer area, as you already know, can't edit that because that's not, we're not in the right place. But what you can do is edit the body or content of the page. And so right here, all these options, these widgets show up, and I can drop in a row. I already showed this to you. And you're like, Mark, why are you showing me this again? The reason why is because when you click on templates, you've got dozens and dozens of pages that are already made. Here's this one that I already dropped in there for you earlier. But there's more here. These are just landing pages. But you've got content pages, and then you've got micro pages, and then I've got access on your website, to add other types of templates that are ready to go. But let me just show you here your content page. So as you start to play around, you may say, hey, these look okay. I can live with one of these or modify it. So as an example, because I don't want to do the same one. So let me just scroll down here, show you something slightly different. That looks very similar to your website, but it's different place about us. And here we go. I'll just drop this in. So I click on it. It drops it in, or I could have dragged and dropped it. And now this page is actually here, and the image is not showing up, and sometimes things don't work exactly the way I had expected. I guess if I had done, the photo would show up, and let's hit publish. It should have showed up just like it did. There you go. So again, sometimes with technology, you'll have to get used to it. You think these will work the way that they're supposed to, and they don't, or caching issues, or who knows. But you saw what ended up happening. Now it's there. I hit save, and sometimes you just have to save and back, redo something or undo something, but that's here. So here I am back at this page I just created, and I'm hovering over it. I can't do anything, and so this is frustrating. I want to make some changes. Come on, man, I want to make some changes, Okay, well, the reason why I can't make changes is because I'm not logged into Beaver Builder. So if you go over to Beaver Builder, I can just click Builder because I'm on this page. Now Builder will open up on this page. And now, for the third time this video, I'll show you that you cannot edit the header, you can't edit the footer, but as you hover over these different modules or widgets on the page, you can modify and edit by hovering over the wrench the different modules or widgets. So this is a heading setting, this is another heading, this is a row, and then you can hover over each one to see what they are. But what you can do is say, I really don't like this. This is some counter tabs. This whole row, I don't like it. So just get rid of it. Delete, delete. Boom, that row's gone. But I would like another row right here. So I'm click plus, get a row, and this is 2 columns, 1 column. Let's go with another 1 column. So I dropped the 1 column in there. Here's a blank row. I'm going to create a background with a photo. So this is full. I'm going to make it full width, and then I scroll down. Not expecting you to remember all this. You'll probably have to watch the video 2-3 times, but repetition is the key to learning. And I'm going to go ahead and add a photo, and then I'm going to add it from the library, obviously. And it's here. Again, we're tired of that same photo, but it works. Drop it in here, hit save. So you can see right here, here is that row that I just added. I deleted the 1 row, added this other row, added a background photo to the row, and then I can edit this row by dropping in different modules or widgets into the row that I just created. So here I just dropped in a button, and then I could drop in another heading. Let's drop this in right here on this page, in this row on the page. So boom, 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 boom. And you can see here's this. Now I could add columns, etc., but I won't continue to do that. I could add spacing, whatever you want to do. And so when I go up here again, I can't go into the heading area, but I can go here for this row setting. I want to change the picture. I like a picture of Jason. So, you click the back row settings, You scroll down to the bottom here because we're changing the row itself, and then I'll hit remove, and then select the photo. And then I don't see the photo here within the media library because we haven't put any of your photos in the media library. So normally I'm not going to go ahead and change that. I'll leave it as it was, but I'll hit cancel. I would just change it right there. So I would have done that. This will, your photo, John Burns photo would appear. Anyway, this got a lot longer than what I thought. I just wanted to show you some stuff so you can start to play around. There's nothing you can do that can't be undone, quickly changed. You know, you can ruin the website 5, 6, 7 times, and you know we can either just undo it, delete it, recreate it, whatever the case may be. So play around. Don't be shy. It's your website, and you can't do anything wrong because you're learning. Okay, and then you know you end up signing out here if you play safety, security, that stuff here, and I'll go ahead and log out of that site. Okay, Jason, thanks for watching. Hopefully you're still awake, and take care. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.